Caitlin Clark's Wilson basketball is flying off the shelves at a rate comparable to her three-point shooting accuracy. Meanwhile, Wilson's ball is either still looking stunning on the shelves or has also disappeared, making it crucial to determine which basketball is driving fans to open their wallets at breakneck speed. Let's break down this competition. Caitlin Clark's Limitless collection is anything but typical. When we said this was going to be historic, we weren't exaggerating. Clark's accomplishment is revolutionary. Not only does she have her own signature Wilson basketball line, but it's also the first for women's basketball since Michael Jordan's in the 1980s. Can you believe it? Nearly 40 years passed before another female player received her own signature line. This gap is enormous, highlighting the significance of Clark's achievement. So, what makes these basketballs so unique? Simply slapping a name on a ball is not enough to accomplish this. There's a narrative behind each and every design in the Limitless collection. Moreover, it's not just any story. It is Caitlin Clark's story. Imagine one of the balls containing a handwritten note from Clark back in secondary school. Seek out a scholarship to play basketball and put on a show in the WNBA. It's like holding a piece of basketball history in your hands. The designs celebrate what makes Clark the player she is. What's her signature celebration after a three-pointer? It's there. Which of her record-breaking accomplishments are highlighted? These designs capture her ability to energize and excite the crowd through her performance. You might be wondering, okay, these are some really cool designs, but do people actually buy them? Let me tell you, buying doesn't even come close to describing it. We're talking about a full-on shopping frenzy. Initially, the collection was released with 4 distinct models priced at $99.95. The EVNXT 3951 Vein Basketball, the WNBA Ascent Basketball, and the Repetition Basketball. The Repetition Basketball is priced at $24.95, and they were all purchased within a few hours, not decades. People were incredibly excited to get their hands on these basketballs while they were still available. Due to the extremely high demand, Wilson was unable to keep up. Each model was virtually immediately marked as sold out or out of stock as soon as they were made available. It's as if they disappeared into thin air. Don't worry if you're feeling disappointed because you missed out in August. Wilson intends to replenish the supply. However, if the initial launch is any indication, you'll want to be quick when the restock arrives. Given the excitement generated by Caitlin Clark's collection, you might be wondering about A'ja Wilson. You're absolutely correct. She also has her own basketball, and we're about to discuss it. First, let's talk about the basketball that A'ja Wilson is most known for. Wilson Sporting Goods also carries it, but it takes on a slightly different approach compared to Clark's collection. While Clark's basketballs feature one-of-a-kind designs and personal touches like handwritten notes and professional highlights, A'ja Wilson's basketball is going in a completely different direction. A'ja Wilson's basketball, while bearing her name and branding, lacks the unique design elements that create a strong personal connection with the player's story. Despite this, A'ja Wilson remains a significant figure in the world of basketball, renowned for her signature style alongside stars like Sabrina Ionescu and Angel Reese. What sets apart basketballs with unique design elements is the sense of holding a piece of the player's narrative in your hands. Wilson's basketball, though available in miniature form, doesn't quite market itself with the same fervor as Clark's collection, which quickly sold out in hours due to high demand. While Wilson's basketball is still purchasable and attracts buyers, it hasn't sparked the same buying frenzy or created a rush for restocks. The distinction lies in the marketing and the one-of-a-kind appeal of Clark's collection, which has been pivotal to its success. A'ja Wilson's basketball doesn't replicate the same level of excitement and consumer demand, despite her stature as an incredible athlete. Clark's collection is a signature series available in limited quantities. Get it before it's gone. There's a palpable excitement around it. In contrast, A'ja Wilson's basketball is part of a larger collection. While it is solid and present, it doesn't generate the same buzz. Does this indicate that A'ja Wilson's basketball career has been a failure? Certainly not. It remains available, part of Wilson Sporting Goods lineup, and represents an outstanding player. However, when we consider market performance and consumer excitement, it's clear that Caitlin Clark's collection is in a league of its own. You might be thinking, so Caitlin Clark's basketball sold out quickly. What's the big deal? It's more than just selling basketballs. It's about brand strength. Caitlin Clark is no longer merely a player. She is a phenomenon. Remember when we mentioned that Clark's basketballs sold out in hours? That's not just luck, it signals something much more significant. When we talk about star power, we mean the kind that turns everything she touches into gold. Businesses have taken notice. Clark is not just popular, she's changing the game. She is the first female athlete to have her own collection with Wilson since Michael Jordan. Breaking barriers that have been in place for decades is no small feat. So, why are businesses rushing to collaborate with Clark? It's because she represents more than just talent. She embodies a movement. Her unique appeal, marketability, and the excitement she generates are altering the landscape of women's sports and setting new standards for brand partnerships. It's not just one thing that makes Caitlin Clark so special. The combination of talent, charisma, and timing is like a perfect storm. First, there's her excellent performance on the court. Clark isn't just good, she's record-breaking. But there's more to it than that. People are drawn to her energy and the commanding presence she exudes while playing. Her influence extends beyond the court. Clark is inspiring a whole new generation. Remember what she said about her collection. I hope it inspires the next generation of boys and girls to pick up a ball and play. This kind of message resonates deeply with fans and companies alike. But don't just take my word for it. Amanda Lamb, the head of global brand for Wilson, had this to say about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is not just a record-setting athlete, but a cultural icon who has had a profound impact on the game. She is a symbol of cultural significance. So, what does all of this mean for Clark? It has a significant impact. She's not just a player. She's a phenomenon influencing both the sport and its culture. This influence attracts businesses and fans, creating a unique and powerful brand that is altering the landscape of women's sports. No, we're not merely discussing Wilson here. Clark also has partnerships with companies like Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm, and this is just the beginning. Consider this. Businesses crave athletes who can move products, and Clark has shown she can do exactly that. All her basketballs sold out in a matter of hours. That's the kind of selling power that makes businesses sit up and pay attention. Now comes the most exciting part. We're just getting started with Clark. While she's still in college, she's also just starting out in her professional life. Can you imagine what will happen when she finally makes it to the WNBA and starts breaking records both professionally and personally? We are not simply observing a fantastic player. We are witnessing the birth of a brand. Clark is redefining what is feasible in women's basketball, serving as a source of inspiration for a new generation of players and fans. The next time you see Caitlin Clark on the court, remember that you're witnessing a phenomenon, a symbol of cultural significance. Her brand is already changing the game, one basketball at a time, and it's already sold out.